The SUI network may be entering God Candle status today. We're going to break it down for you, and we have an exclusive for you. You don't want to miss this one. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into Tech Path. Let's get started. I do want to thank our sponsor, and that's Tangem. This is a great place for you guys to go into self-custody. And right now is a very good time to start looking at self-custody strategies. What I mean by that is a lot of times when the market starts moving, like it has been with many of the tokens, being able to set back, get those tokens off exchanges, out of wallets, hot wallets, and into a true hardware wallet, this is the way to go. All you have to do is go over to tangem.com. You can use our code. It's going to get you some extra discounts, and it does help the channel. So make sure and check it out. It's time, guys. Get into self-custody. Let's head it off right here. Pokemon is the rumor connected to SUI. Pokemon HOME, obviously their privacy update linked to some Web3 attributes. And if you guys recall, this was back in early March. Miston Labs, SUI network, acquires Web3 gaming infrastructure startup Parasol. So this is where the rumor started brewing. And this is the Pokemon HOME update. Privacy policy was updated. We saw that, the connection to Web3. If you look at that right there, developers, this is in reference to who they might share information with, Parasol Technologies. So there you go. And of course, that being owned now by SUI network. So there's also Parasol Technologies that is related into some of their verbiage around their disclosures. Then you go over to this X post right here, another scenario. Looks like this post on SUI blog from earlier today about Parasol mentioned the Pokemon in passing. Then it was removed. So why was this removed? All right, so while all of this is still somewhat in the rumor mill, what I'm about to show you is real. This is something that happened today, and this is in reference to the Pokemon HOME app that got an update. Look what they included. Take a look.
Breaking Pokemon news. Pokemon HOME has recently finished a 12-hour maintenance period, and with it comes a new update to the mobile version of the app, taking us to version 3.3.0. With this new update, a feature called Medals has been introduced to Pokemon HOME, which allows trainers to collect and store these medals as digital souvenirs in the app. And when opening it for the first time, you will receive 3 bonus medals featuring one of 9 sets of starter Pokemon. Medals can be obtained through different methods in the app. Although we don't have a lot of information right now just after release, it's stated you will be able to obtain new ones in future by achieving certain tasks, as well as being able to get them in the real world through the local event feature or NFC where these medals are being given out. The medals you do obtain are stored in your account under the Medals tab. Each medal received has a unique number ID based on the medal itself, the language it's been received in, so each medal is unique. Each medal will hold a log of who received it first and keep records on every single trade that medal receives and when it was first obtained. Through this new feature, you will be able to share your medals with friends. You will have the option to trade one medal for another or simply gift a medal without receiving one in exchange. With 9 different medals already in circulation, you can start to trade with your friends right now in the app to obtain some of the other ones that you've not received yet.
Sounds a lot like NFTs, and I think that is where this could be going. If you look at some of the designers within the Pokemon ecosystem, very interesting, there is one in there actually called SUI. And then you look at that coincidence, and also the fact that there is a trainer called Parasol. These things, for some reason, there's just too many coincidences that are playing into this. And of course, SUI network is getting ready to do Basecamp in Dubai during Token 2049. And they've already stated that there's going to be some big announcements. This, of course, is happening just around the corner on May 1st and 2nd over in Dubai in the UAE. And if you look at what one of the senior execs over there, we've had Denye on our show before, what's coming at SUI network Basecamp will blow your mind. After this, every chain will be playing, key words here, guys, catch up. I think you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you if you know what I'm talking about. Now remember, Niantic just sold off Pokemon Go, so many people were kind of saying, well, what could be flowing from this as we start to see maybe a new strategy starting to be developed for Pokemon in general. With that, during that acquisition, this was the company that acquired it, Scopely is also committed to doing Web3 projects through its investments, and this is through, guess who? Animoca, Indiegogo, or IndieGG, and Polygon. All that also could be related to why Polygon is also moving on the charts. In fact, today, SUI and Polygon, two hottest tokens out there in terms of where the market is going. Here's MATIC right here. Nice little move right here. All green signs in terms of our sentiment metrics. But if you look at the movement on this token from its bottom just 10 days ago, all the way to that top wick, 63%, holding right now in the daily trade at almost 50%. Take a look at where SUI is going. And of course, we've seen a very significant move on SUI just in the last 3 days. Now, this of course gets into a situation that occurred, what are we at right now? Almost 50%. So nice moves on SUI as a whole. I feel like this is still a very small ecosystem. It's not even trending yet on crypto Twitter. We haven't seen any major influencers really starting to talk about this. I think that if this rumor is true and SUI drops this at token 2049 and has any sort of integration, or if they have something very similar to this, the opportunity for this one is going to be unbelievable. So one of the things you have to look at when you consider the strategies of someone like a company like Pokemon is the fact that they are watching what's going on now. Remember, we got regulation alignment here in the United States. It's likely that we're going to start to see an emerging system around the game side of things. Here's an example right here of Polygon and the exciting growth just in a very short period of time. Further into this, if you just look at the number of Pokemon cards, which are over on Courtyard, remember Courtyard #1 right now, also starting to escalate as well. So sales are up, transactions are up, and possibly these partnerships could be aligned as well. This is something that is happening on OpenSea right now. Remember, there's a lot of chains that are trying to get in on this activity, and that's including Flow, Solana, etc. We've had the BZ team on before, and these are phygitals, remember, physical and digital representatives of these that eventually become an NFT. You can trade, all examples of how the Pokemon connection could play into this. And you're still not done yet, because now, and by the way, this is a good one right here. This is Phygital by Solana, and great UI, excellent art. I mean, these are the kind of things that will win and will draw in collectors, gamers, etc. as we see this market explode. And it is very possible that SUI and a Pokemon partnership could be the catalyst for all of this to really take off. Further into X right here, you've got to look at what's going on with the Playtron and the SUI network device, which is the SuiPlay. Sold out. And interesting, they've chosen the 10,000 number. Anybody remember what that was? It was evolved into the original Saga, and that was launched by Solana. In fact, I think that is what, in reality, helped Solana start a huge market run to get to its all-time high. And the key here is that it was a mobile device that started getting NFTs, all sorts of airdrops. We were seeing a massive reformatting of how marketing was being done. Imagine if that is being done with SUI Network Pokemon, and you could get an NFT airdrop to one of these SuiPlays. That, my friend, would start to create the kind of viral nature that puts really consoles and games on the map. If you just think about what happened with just the Switch over this last little bit, they're already sold out. They just launched it today. Also, the Switch launch, it crashed all the websites. Walmart's gone, Best Buy's gone, everything's gone in terms of the original or the new Switch launching. That is the fervor I'm talking about around it. It's interesting timing here too. Very interesting timing, guys, of what's going on. I want to go to a clip because this is SuiPlay's strategy around, competing with the Switch. Take a look.
There's about 1.9 billion PC gamers. There's about 140 million Switches. Switch 2 is about to come out. But the key to this handheld segment actually taking off is creating a Switch-like experience. So unlike the Windows experience of PC, Playtron is creating a Switch-like experience for all PC games across all stores, Steam, Epic, and more to come. But Playtron can be installed on any handheld on the market and other PCs. We believe, and this is not something Nintendo's going to do, is beyond PC and beyond the Nintendo Switch, there's 7.2 billion smartphone users around the world. And there's a lot of massive markets where people have not played the world's best games, the Elden Rings etc. And we believe that new 5G form factors that we're going to build with partners that are unannounced, specifically ARM-based silicon, 5G modems, a T-Mobile, a Docomo, a Verizon launching a device with us, we think that explodes the market opportunity to hundreds of millions of people around the world that have never played this classic game. All of this is coming. We plan to announce more about this in the coming months.
All right, that would be another major jewel in the crown of SUI if all of this does come together. The other thing that is playing into this is AI development within the SUI network. And if you look at the SDK and what this could correlate to in reference to a Pokemon, integration of some sort, take a look at this next clip.
You can train your AI with a personality of your choice, allowing them to be a communicative companion to you and other AI agents. This video showcases the AI agents we've developed. Still a bit of work in progress, but I'd say they've come a long way. Soon you'll see a clip of them in a shooter game, yeah. Yeah, something we want to make sure is not to have them automatically have aim assist or basically an aimbot on. We're currently refining the tool internally and plan to expand it as an independent platform for third-party developers and users in the future.
Timing is really interesting here because you've got market correction, regulation, possibly aligning, maybe a scenario of a shift in technology that is aligned with new consoles that are now starting to make it onto market, including the Switch and the SuiPlay. And then if you look at just over on the network, what I'm looking at is DEX volume and stablecoins right here on the SUI network. And you'll notice while all of the market has been sideways kind of, and in some cases mostly going down until here recently, look at the transactions here in terms of stablecoins and DEX volume on SUI. All of this has been up and to the right, regardless of the rest of the market not necessarily responding this way. So that is also another indicator of what could be looming in terms of great opportunities around partnerships, and of course a big deal if SUI and Pokemon have somehow connected. Again, rumor, a lot of deep dives on this in terms of what is really happening at Pokemon, which appears to be Web3 centric now. And if this is the case on this connection, you guys heard it here first. All right, if you're not in the Diamond Circle, get in right now. This is what we do. We give you guys additional research. It's a great place to get content directly from me, and it's free. All you have to do is just join the list down below. And of course, if you want to get into the Telegram group where I'm communicating, every day, including around this research itself, all you have to do is use the link down below. Catch me out there on X, @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.